So here's some of my favorite shots from dropping olives into this wine glass. I mounted the Pluto trigger and this laser pointer on a piece of scrap wood, and I drilled a hole in it big enough to drop olives. In this picture you can see the lasers turned on, and it's correctly aimed at the receiving end of the Pluto trigger. Here's the bottom side of the board. I added this little extra piece on the side so that I could mount it in an iPhone clamp on the other end of this four-way focusing rail. I suspended a nut on the end of this string for two purposes. First, to find the target zone so I could know that if I dropped an olive through the hole that it was likely to hit the center of this glass, but also to focus on. I tried using this Godox MS300 30-watt second flash, but the duration of the flash was too long and the pictures were coming out blurry because of the velocity of the dropping object accelerating at 32 foot per second per second. The minimum power setting on the MS300 is 1/30th of power. So I had to resort to using my little TT350 Godox flash, which can be turned down to 1/125th of its power. That gives a 1/20,000th of a second flash duration, which is quick enough to stop an olive in flight. Unfortunately, this little Godox flash does not have a sync input, and I had to run the Pluto trigger from the Pluto trigger to the flash, not the camera. And I turned the lights out in the garage and would set the shutter speed of the camera to 2 seconds, and while it was dark, fire the flash triggered by the Pluto. So to do this, I had to use Godox XP wireless trigger, which can trigger the little TT350 flash, and ironically the wireless trigger can have a trigger synchronous cord input to it. So the cord plugged into this wireless trigger is coming from the Pluto trigger, which when the Pluto trigger triggers the wireless then triggers the TT350, and it's all pretty much instant. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.